And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Chainlink analysis video. I was actually going to cover Ethereum today, but I noticed that there have been developments on the Chainlink chart that I want to speak to you guys about. However, for those of you who want me to cover Ethereum, let me know in the comment section below, and I will try and get to that in tomorrow's analysis video. Okay, now with that said, let's get into the meat of things. I want to keep this as short as possible. A lot of you guys have expressed your gratitude in me actually keeping the video short. So yeah, let's try and maintain that track record. Now, yesterday I spoke to you guys about Bitcoin primarily. I told you guys about how I closed my short out. Okay, I was fetching for that higher low on the weekly time frame. I'm just going to pan on over to that time frame very, very quickly, clear out all my lines, and zoom into this price action right here. So ever since the coronavirus dump, we have been maintaining that beautiful uptrend. Right? I took my short at 11,050 and I was looking for Bitcoin to put in a higher low. And as things stand right now, it appears that we did just that. We did not lose the 21 EMA. We did not lose those weekly lows that I was looking at, which was set in at 9,830. Okay, give or take. I was looking for Bitcoin to maintain that, to put in a higher wick low there. But the one major point that I had mentioned to you guys yesterday was this. If you get back onto that 4-hour time frame, put on our horizontals, put everything in focus, there was that one region of support I spoke to you guys about even on the lower time frames. When we saw this chart, Bitcoin was sitting at around this region right here. This line at 10,180, while it looks very, very ordinary on my chart, it is not. Okay, this was a very important weekly level. These are all macro zones that I have on my chart. In fact, if you just go ahead and take this 10,180 and plot it on your chart and observe price action relative to that region, you will realize how important of a level that was. And what I told you guys was that, hey, for as long as Bitcoin lives over this region, I will not be looking for any more downside. And that was one of the primary reasons as to why I closed my short position on there. Now, for those of you who've caught all my previous analysis videos, you guys already know that. But the other thing that I spoke to you guys about was that as soon as we start living over 10,540, I was looking for a candle body close. We were likely to go up and test the breakdown point. Now, the breakdown point was at 10,780. I got this point, guys, just by zooming out and looking at where Bitcoin actually broke down from. Now, this was that beautiful, beautiful head and shoulders top that we got, remember? And the breakdown took Bitcoin down to this 10,180 region, which was the measured move. Everything played out really perfectly. So yesterday I told you guys about a potential move going up and testing that breakdown point. These are all very, very classic plays. And as you can see, we actually got rejected off of that. Right? But now the question is, where does Bitcoin go from here? Now, there are a few plausible cases for Bitcoin. What I really, really like on the 4-hour time frame right now is that, yes, we went all the way up there, tested that breakdown point at 10,780 and got rejected. However, if you just look at price relative to those cloud levels, guys, we're currently holding that 4-hour Kijun. And it's looking relatively decent on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, what I will be looking for is that if Bitcoin takes out this wick high right here and price actually starts living over the breakdown point at 10,780, the first region I will be looking for Bitcoin to test is going to be 10,935, and the second region is going to be at 10,900 going all the way up to 11K. Okay, those are the two major regions I will be looking for if Bitcoin manages to take out these wick highs right here. Okay, primarily this one on top at 10,797. However, of course, there's always a downside to things. If Bitcoin breaks the Kijun, once again, okay, we close a single 4-hour candle underneath the Kijun, I will be looking for a test of the 10,540 region, essentially the breakout point right here. Okay, I'll be looking for a test and then potentially a bounce. However, if we break 10,500 to the downside, I'll be looking for price to come all the way down to this region right here at 10,400. Okay, what we do not want to see what we do not want to see, at least on that 4-hour time frame, is price taking out this wick low right here. Okay, now remember, this was that higher low that we put in. If we take that out, I do believe that Bitcoin is at risk of putting in another low on that weekly time frame. And remember, if we want Bitcoin to see an uptrend on those macro levels, we want to see higher lows on the weekly time frame. We want to see Bitcoin maintain its structure on the weekly time frame. Taking out this wick here will have negative implications for the bulls. Okay, now this is what I'll be looking for on Bitcoin's chart. I think personally, I will be looking for a retest of that 10,500 region, and here is why. If you get onto that daily time frame, I was looking at how the daily closed when I was doing my preliminary analysis, and I want you to notice how we closed. We got rejected on the 10 simple moving average. Notice how price is being sort of pushed down by the 10 SMA. So I will be expecting at the very least a retest of 10,500. So watch out for that. But I feel like your first tip off is going to be given to you on the 4-hour time frame. As soon as we lose that Kijun, essentially we have a candle body close underneath that Kijun, I will be looking for price to make its way down all the way to 10,500. Now, before I wrap up this Bitcoin analysis, I want to bring you guys over onto this weekly chart. Okay, because in the next 3 days, we close this weekly candle. And then from then, 2 days from then, we close a monthly candle. So everything that happens in this next 5 days, give or take, is going to be very, very pivotal in determining where Bitcoin goes from here. Okay, so I feel like everyone should have at least one eye on that macro time frame. Okay, whether it's the weekly or the monthly time frame. But the one region that I spoke to you guys about, okay, and I am still going to be watching it like a hawk, is going to be this region right here. Okay, this is sitting at 9,824 on the weekly time frame. This is that wick low. I'm going to go ahead and mark that out. Apologies for the super messy chart, but I'll just zoom in there, bring everything into focus. I do not want Bitcoin taking out this wick low right here. Taking this out will establish the break of the weekly uptrend. Okay, the same weekly uptrend that we have been maintaining since the coronavirus dump. If we see that happen, if we actually see Bitcoin take out this wick low right here, I will be anticipating another move to the downside. Okay, so remember, 9,825, mark that on your charts if you have to, but so far we're clear from that level. We came down, put in a higher low, and we bounced swiftly off of it. So far, so good for the bulls, okay, at least on those macro timeframes. Now, this is all I have for you for Bitcoin. Let's get on to Chainlink and see what Link is up to. And man, just look at that candle. And this is what Chainlink does. Well, you see that volatility to the downside, you see that equal sort of volatility to the upside. But there were two major things I mentioned to you guys yesterday about Chainlink. And what were those two things? The first thing, the more important one, being Chainlink is still living above its weekly support. Okay, the weekly support being here at $8.15. I got this region by looking at these candle body closes and opens right around here. We are currently on that weekly time frame. And I told you guys that as long as Chainlink closes a weekly, that next weekly candle that we close in 3 days, as long as we close over this region, there is a good chance that we may rally from here. Now, as things stand, not only is Chainlink looking to defend that weekly region, but also the 21 EMA. So this was a super, super bullish candle. Now, that was the first thing I mentioned to you guys yesterday, right? The fact that we were sitting right on top of a weekly support. Okay, the second thing I mentioned to you guys about Chainlink is that if this has to turn super bearish, okay, if we have to anticipate a macro downtrend on Chainlink, I will be looking for price to take out this wick low right here at $6.49. However, as things stand, we are clear of that too. Okay, we are still maintaining Chainlink's weekly uptrend, and I do believe that this uptrend has been maintained since March of this year. Okay, so it's been quite some time now that Chainlink has been in an uptrend, and I'm looking for that to be maintained. So far, so good on Chainlink. Now, the third thing I mentioned to you guys is that if we have to anticipate a switch in trend on those lower time frames, so I'm basically looking for Chainlink to start an uptrend, okay, we want to see that turn, I will be looking at how the 4-hour reacts off of that 21 exponential moving average. Okay, more often than not, Chainlink trends like a dream on the 21 EMA. And that is not just evident in an uptrend, but that is also evident in a downtrend. If you just zoom out of this chart and you notice that ever since Chainlink actually took a bearish turn, every test of that 21 EMA was a beautiful, beautiful short opportunity. Okay, now similarly, when it starts its uptrend, I noticed from my observations, from my back testing on Chainlink's chart, that 21 EMA works as amazing support, and it usually dictates, it usually guides the uptrend. Okay, so as things stand right now, I actually will be looking for a retest of that region, of that 21-10 SMA region, but more importantly, the 21. And especially given the current picture, okay, of price action right now on that 4-hour time frame, we have these lower highs and we have lower lows being set in. So I will be anticipating another push to the downside, testing those major regions. If we break those two regions and we start using it as resistance, I will be looking for further downside. The first region of support being at $8.66. If we lose that region, then I'll be looking at $8.10 as the next region of support. But for now, at the very least, I'll be looking for how price reacts relative to that 21 EMA. So far on the 4-hour time frame, it looks like it wants to come down. Okay, the price structure is bearish. On the 1-hour time frame, let's see if there's any sort of pattern play. There may be something here actually. Just put on my volume nodes. I don't like playing patterns without having some level of volume confirmation on the chart. And I do believe we have volume confirmation on this. Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. And of course, this is going to be completely premature. A pattern only becomes a pattern after the break. Okay, remember that. But this is like a falling channel, and falling channels are usually bullish patterns. So this could see a break to the upside, especially since the momentum on the lower time frames is bullish. Okay, if this does end up breaking to the upside, this will take, say we break in the next couple of candles. Chainlink is likely to go ahead and test these highs right here at around $10.23. And yeah, this is all I have for you for Chainlink as well. I think Chainlink is looking good so far. We're heading into that weekend, but what we're looking for, the more important candle, is going to be that next weekly close. What we want to see is Bitcoin hold its uptrend, okay? And I think that will happen as long as we're holding that weekly level at 10,180. And we also want to see the same thing for Chainlink. We want to see Chainlink maintain its uptrend as well. And we will do that as long as we maintain this wick low as well, the lowest point. Now, this is at $6.51. We do not want to see price take this out to the downside. And so far, price is looking good here too. In fact, not only are we living over this beautiful horizontal at $8.12, but we are also living over the weekly 21 EMA. For as long as we're over that, and say we close this week over all of those levels, there is a very good chance that we see continuation to the upside. We hold 21 EMA, I'll be looking for a test of the Tenkin at $11.70 and possibly going all the way up to this next point of resistance at $12.88. Okay, and now this is all I have for you for Bitcoin and Chainlink. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, guys. Ciao.